Coop, any split screeners out at the moment? That and welcome to another video from Moscow Cooper. I hope you are all doing well. Yes, we were looking at a new Plants vs Zombies game. Now this is a strange one. It's a bit of a sleeper release. We didn't really get a lot of notice about this. It wasn't mentioned on the grapevine at all. It's just there, it's appeared, it's standalone. You don't need the base level Plants vs Zombies 2 to play this, so I'm very, very interested in what's going on here. The game's retailing at, I think, $39, 30 quid, so it's not a full price game, but there seems to be quite a lot of content here. You're introduced to Giddy Park, which is a new hub, a totally new area to the series itself, and there's quite a lot of additions and changes that they've put in, quality of life stuff, but I love the hub, I love the new layout, I love the look. One of the things that always brings me back to this game is its art style, and I love the angular Saturday morning cartoon look it has to it. It's very vivid, it's very family friendly as well, doesn't feature a lot of gore, it's accessible for everybody. This is a game that appeals to everybody because it just looks so good, it plays so easily. You know, it's a third person shooter and it's in the zombie vein. One of the things that makes me laugh a little bit is this is on my top 10 zombie games of all time, PlayStation top. Then that's got really popular, it's like 80,000 views, and right smack bang in the middle of all these die-hard zombie games is this, because I think it's great. I think it can stand toe-to-toe with a serious zombie game, I really do. But we've got a lot to look at here. Look how cool the park looks. You get on a little wheel, you can walk around and have a good look. What happens is there's two camps, plants, zombies, obviously, and in the middle is a neutral zone which you can actually have a good old fight in. Now graphically, let's look at some of the single player stuff first. It's a bit crisper on the lighting. The lighting seems to be a bit more visceral, a bit rawer. I quite like that. The game does look good anyway, and there's no massive changes on the appearances with the characters, but there are some new characters. One of my favourite is this cool little mushroom dude. A very welcome addition to the roster, some stealth mechanics in here, and there's a sort of buff orb that can go around the character itself, and it's very nice to have some different classes put into the game. If you don't know, this is a very class-driven third-person online shooter that's coupled with some really cool single-player content, and that's what I'm very interested in, is whether the content itself is accessible to both players. The other additional plant character is this Treever. I've called it Treever. Amazing pun there, because it calls in a bigger tree robot, and then you can actually roll this log out, which is awesome. It's like an area effect, and there's also a triggered sort of mine, etc. But you just hit triangle and you can rotate in and out of this smaller character. Over on the zombie side, we see some really cool additions with an 80s punk zombie who fires a gun that sounds like dubstep, which is amazing. And we've got the nice skater lady. Now she's dealing electricity damage, haven't actually dealt with her yet, and I think this Space Cadet zombie is new also, because we do also have the smaller guy that's got the mech involved. So really great characters in this game, and they've kept some of the classics, and it's cool to see that you actually spend money now on XP. It's all about the money, and you do rank up, but you can excel that process. There's also loot boxes in here as well. The sticker pack's gone. You've got Haram loot boxes put in for 30,000. Well, I'm not too sure how I feel about all that. One of the things about this game is that it hangs on cosmetics and dressing up your zombies and plants, etc. And of course, you've got the XP or promotion section as well. Now, customization on the upgrades has changed a little bit. We have a combo system where it's a point system. So some of the points, you have a 7 slot, and some of the points are 3 and 2 and 1. You can see how that would marry up there, and that's what you unlock as you rank up. You unlock different abilities and perks and buffs to slot in on that point system. Now, we're past 4 minutes. We've not seen any split screen. You do need a PlayStation Network access account to play this game, not a paid one. Someone needs to have a paid one, otherwise you're not going to be able to log in. So I've got a paid account, I've got a second account on the system that's not paid. I've pulled them in, it's fine, okay? And one of the things you can actually do is take this individual online on your account and play randoms online versus all that sort of stuff. None of that online content is kept away from you, but bear in mind you do need a network account. It's EA, it's typical, they always have it with their server stuff, but it's good to see that you can bring in someone externally and actually play full-blown online PvP and PvE content. There's nothing sort of taken away from you. But the stuff I'm really interested in is what you can do with your mate, you know, offline. So you can take the whole thing offline, and you can add AI in as well. And one of the things I love to do is head to the central area and actually have a ding-dong versus each other. It's a great way to get your head around some of the moves. It doesn't really have any consequence, but it's cool to fight each other. So what else is there to do if there's just two of you and you want to be offline and you want to enjoy, you know, a campaign and meaty content? Well, there's good news here, because Plant vs. Zombies 2 Garden Warfare only really had a horde mode that was just kind of templated and a little bit samey. With this, there's a whole map additional to Giddy Park that you travel to with your buddy, okay? Now, this is cool because within this map, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of smaller quests. There's also quests within the actual hub itself, but I've noticed that on Plants and Zombies that there's two other areas we can see here. One of them's like an inner city area that's not actually finished yet by the looks of it. I don't think this is content that's yet to be unlocked by me, but I'm interested because there's more there. So what you do is you get a card. This is called the Weirding Woods, and you have a percentage on the sort of mini quests and side quests that are within that map itself. And there's also horde modes within here that act as side quests or main quests. So it's awesome now because you guys spawn in, there's two of you, you are not joined at the hip. You can go off, activate your quests, do your quests on your own, do them together, randomly roam the streets, which is what I like doing, just looking for really cool stories and stuff to trigger by itself. And that's amazing because you get individual rewards related to that quest. Might just be something like a hat or something like that, but it's just so nice to be able to roam around, have a questing system in a sort of contained open environment that's huge and it's just full of features. You can see that the maps contain waypoints that, you know, you can set, and different quests and exclamation marks and unexplored areas and all that sort of stuff. So it's very interesting. And of course, how does it work with the combat? How does it handle it? How's it working when things get busy? Well, Jesus, this game performs like butter.
Buttery biscuit base.
So all of that content is mirrored over on the other side, on the zombie camp. So you've also got a whole new set of characters to try out. I think it's 8 or whatever. So again, you're looking at a double-sided coin here with the amount of campaign and questing and stuff that you can do with your teammate. I love this woods as well. I love the angular trees and the setting of the sky and the lights and the log cabins. And the characters within it are absolutely hilarious. They really do make me smile every time I interact with them. And of course, there's mini bosses and little things hidden within here. When you first come to this map, the guy's like, look, you've got to go and get the scientists going at the main base. You haven't even set up a sort of main hub here yet. And that's your job, to sort of establish things and find all the new collectibles within that new environment. I love that so much. And I love the fact that it randomly spawns in mini bosses, etc. So you kind of got 3 larger maps here to play around with, 2 more by the looks of it that are on the way, coupled with its entire online PvP setup, which has got a whole wealth of game modes in it. You wouldn't believe that's where there's also another horde mode, which is called Zombie Ops or something Ops, which is again a co-op based online horde mode, which you could pull your friend into, which is wave based and just traditional like any of the other Call of Duty stuff. And of course, you've got all the sort of amazing leaderboards and rank up systems and unlockables that come with the online play of this game, and it's beautiful single player. I am currently reviewing the Remnant at the moment. The Remnant is a tough game to play. I love Dark Souls, I love shooting. Don't worry, you know, I'm working on it. But the Remnant is the whole time I've been reviewing the damn Remnant. I've been wanting to play this game because I can't really because I have to. The footage is got and I've done and dusted with it. But I back of my mind keep wanting to go back to it, because I love its progression system, the way it looks, the way it cheers me up, the way it's just so vivid and bold. It's brilliant, and it's for everybody. Everyone can enjoy this. You don't have to be a zombie fanatic. There's no gore. It can be accessed on all levels. So, as always, guys, I will see you down there. More content coming. Love you all.